Hey Wildcats, it's Friday! Yay! I know we all have some great things planned for this weekend, like watching TV by yourself and FaceTiming friends because you missed them. But before we get on to those crazy weekend activities we all have planned, I have one more show for you today.
Welcome to Wildcat TV.
Welcome to Wildcat TV.
Wait, Marble, what was my countdown? What was that?
Pretty soon, all the Wildcat TV seniors, including myself, will be, graduated and gone. But let's take a look at a past Wildcat TV alum who is following her dream in film and is now a reporter on KMOU. We have a former Wildcat who's doing some pretty cool things during quarantine, but also challenging. Claire Bradshaw is a senior at MU and works for KMU News. But during quarantine, the normal isn't so normal for them, for they're working out of their own homes.
It's changed a lot. Normally we would go in at like 9 in the morning, give our pitches, get assigned, and then we grab gear and we go out, and it's just crazy what I have to do if I need to interview someone in person. We have like a mic stand and I set up my gear, and then I stand 8 feet away from them because I typically put the camera 6 feet away. The mic stands a couple feet away from them, and then I have them come in and I step back and I ask them the questions. But I'm trying to do as many Zoom interviews as possible, as many phone interviews. We're not pushing to go out if not necessary to get video. We're using file video. It really is weird. I am back to going live out in the field, but I work for the morning show, so no one's out at 4 in the morning. But I used to go live from inside my house, or if you are going live, we try to do it out in a space that, it's not populated. People aren't going to be walking by you or anything like that. But it's really still making sure that you're practicing social distancing. I haven't been into the station in a month now. It's been a month since I've been in the KMU, which is kind of weird because I used to spend 5 days a week there.
Originally wanting to go into music education, Claire then found a passion for journalism and knew that this was the path that she wanted to go on.
I have no regrets. I still love to do music, but I love to do journalism. I love the thrill I get from reporting, and I've told some really important stories over the last couple of years, and it's me. I am out there, I'm a reporter, and we call ourselves public servants, and that's more than I could ever want in a career.
Claire has done a lot of interesting stories, but one of her favorite has to be most recent.
This is like a coronavirus story I did last week, and I went around. There's this dog rescue that is taking 6-week-old puppies around to nursing homes and hospitals in our area, and they're holding them up to the windows so residents can see them, and that was probably my favorite story I've ever done because it's dogs, it's cute senior citizens looking through their windows, and it was definitely like a story that made people smile in a time like what we're living in, when I feel like all I'm talking about is how everyone's being negatively affected by the coronavirus. This was a positive story for them to watch.
Even though her favorite story has to deal with cute little puppies, Mr. Marble had a different story in mind.
Infamous theater enrollment video.
Thy Father, use thy name, for if thou wilt not be scorned by my love, then I shall no longer be a calumet.
Claire has always shown great passion and dedication for journalism. Now at KMU News, but 4 years ago at Wildcat TV.
Usually we don't let seniors in to Wildcat TV for that last semester, but she was very passionate, a very hard worker, had creativity, and you could just tell there was a lot of determination. Obviously she's doing awesome things right now, continuing in broadcasting, and so but that was a rare thing that we did in Wildcat TV, and that just kind of speaks to who Claire is and her character and work ethic and all that stuff.
She is currently looking for jobs, but right now with the coronavirus, things are a little different.
I am a MMJ multimedia journalist, and they're typically called like one-man bands in the industry. So for bigger markets, Columbia is a 137 market versus like Kansas City is a 31, 32 market. So they have photogs or photographers that'll go around with the reporters, but they still do have MMJs. But for me, I have my own camera, I have my own gear. I go out, I shoot my stuff myself, I do all my interviews myself, I edit it on my computer, I write it myself, I write my web story, I do all of it. There's very few times that I have had, actually, I don't think I've ever had help with like a photography. We just don't have them, especially at Mizzou, because we're being trained. So like right now, if I'm applying for a job, any job that I've applied to has been an MMJ. There's no just straight up reporter where you get a photographer every day.
She has some encouraging words and some advice for any of you who might be starting to take your beginning steps into your future college plans and your college career.
I would say start as soon as you possibly can. So whether that's with Wildcat TV or if you do choose to go to Mizzou, even if you go to another school, there's always some form of student media, hopefully, and get involved with that and just really immerse yourself as much as possible. My biggest regret is not getting out to KOMU as soon as I wanted to. If I did, I think I'd be, I mean, I'm pretty good right now, but like I learned a lot more. You only get 4 years of college until you're thrown into the real world, and the bonus of going to Mizzou and being able to have these newsrooms, even if it's not KOMU, even if you want to do digital, you want to do radio, there's a newsroom for it all, and it's like, it's real world work. It's not, you know, your Wildcat TV, it's your Kansas City Star, it's your KCTV5. It's the stuff that your parents are watching. It's the stuff that people are actually doing for a career, and you learn how to be in that career.
You can follow Claire at C Bradshaw TV to keep up with her journalism career. Signing off for Wildcat TV, I'm Cindy Clark. If you're wondering what spring sports would have looked like this year, stay tuned for a story from Iceland where she talks to students and coaches about how they thought the season would have gone.
Hi, this is Jennifer Reeder, and I am the head girls track and field coach.
Hello, this is Joe Cusack, boys track and field head coach.
Over 100 girls came out for track and field. On top of that, what we had seen in preseason and the first 2 weeks of practice was that this was a good group of hardworking girls. Returning All-State seniors for me, Alina Tebow and Talia Pfeiffer, and then great strong leadership from Jayla Sample and Callie Johnson, to name a couple of our seniors. That was going to be grouped with a very strong freshman class. I think we can kind of see that from how well our girls sports did in the fall and the winter. 2019 for the middle schools was kind of the year to set records. So some names there are Kaylee Jenkins in the sprints and in the jumps. Ayanna Foster, who will run the 400, 800, 1600. Ariana Calloway in the high jump, and Mackenzie Slaughter in the throws. They all set records last year at the middle school level, like the best of all time of all middle schools in Blue Springs. So I was really excited about that. So I was looking forward to this year and what we were going to accomplish, but I also can look at that and see, you know, what can we do for next year, and how much stronger we're going to be.
I'm just going to take a moment to reflect on the 2020 season that we did not end up having. First off, let's start off with the fact that I speak to you with a heavy heart on losing the track season. However, I'm also a U.S. citizen that believes that things were done in the best interest of the health of our country. Very saddened to lose our 2020 season, but in the big picture, more important that we come together as a country and rally around each other to be doing the right things to help for the health and the wellness of the citizens of the United States. I think what you were going to find in 2020 is we had some guys that were ready to get back on the podium at state. I am missing seeing those young men running on the track in those events. It's disappointing, but my memories of all these guys and their practices and meets and their careers will never go away. I'll never lose it. Let's just talk about what did we have to work with this track season. We had 131 guys that I turned in on the eligibility roster before we left for spring break and before our season was shut down. I want to take my hat off to all these seniors, because these seniors, I may make some comments about a few of them along the way. Stephen Black would have been a major factor in our sprint relays. Spencer Brinkmeyer, a scrappy little pole vaulter. Jackson Clay, huge to our sprint relays. Eddie Cockerham in the throws. I'm going to miss Eddie. I'm going to miss Eddie's work ethic on and off the track. Quentin Fontenot, sprint relays. He's the one that returned to our team after being on some relays all state as a freshman and sophomore. Devin George. I'm going to miss seeing Devin at practice. He likes going over there to the jumps and working with Coach Peaster. Austin Hedberg in the throws. Keenan Hergens in the hurdles. Matt Higgins in the distance running. David Horton, another one of the throwers. Alex Hughes. I feel bad for Alex because Alex was ready to be possibly one of the guys to be in all three of those sprint relays. Austin Jackson in the jumps. Great class act of a person. Charlie Jansen in the hurdles. He was going to be the leader out there for our hurdles, our senior leader. Jordan Jones, little sprinter that joined the program last year. Iker Lamelli, guy I've always enjoyed being around Iker. Well, he's been in high school. Logan McMillan, Christian Mendez, great character person, awesome guy. Abe Omar was our foreign exchange student. Sorry we don't get to see Abe on the Blue Springs track team this year, and I hope Abe got home safely, and I'm just glad I got to meet Abe. Jake Schnockenberg in the throws. Eli Stewart, he had his work cut out for him, but I was looking forward to seeing him compete because he would have. Patso Tapusoa came a long way. Cooper Willick. Cooper left the basketball court, a tough sectional loss, and he was at the track, I think, the next day. I mean, he was ready to go.
So with my seniors leaving, one thing that I think a lot of us coaches remember as our days in athletics is you're not going to remember the everyday workouts. I know some of my girls will remember some of the harder workouts, but when I think back to my memories of athletics in high school, I think mainly about the friendships that I made and the memories that I made. That's what I'm really going to push the girls to remember, is that even though we didn't get the meets in this year, we've got some really special memories that they can hold on to. Even though this is a huge bummer, I wish I was around my girls. I wish we were still in school, but the greatness that I'm seeing out of people and how we're lifting each other up, we're helping each other, we're getting more family time. I think when we look back on this, we'll remember that this was a really good time for us, and we will come out stronger, and it will be our finest hour.
And, there's still futures. The future's still bright for several of these guys that are seniors because there's opportunities in athletics, whether it's track or another sport down the road. And if they don't continue to compete at the college level, we fully understand there's opportunities in life because these guys are good guys. Our new faces were ready to go. I think we were going to be very competitive throughout the season in any meet that we were in. And again, I think we really had the talent there to make a statement at the state series and potentially even make it as high as the top four, be a podium finish. But it's about giving your best, and all of our guys always in Blue Springs track go out and try to give their best, and that's all we can ask them to do. Sorry we don't get to see the Blue Springs team in 2020, but we're going to come back strong in 2021. Get ready. Thank you.
It can be really difficult to see what we're missing out on, but I'm glad that we're staying safe right now and staying positive on what is to come. That's all we have for this week. Signing off for Wildcat TV, I'm Sky Sherwood. And remember, it's a great day to be a Wildcat.